I'm a veterinarian, and this coming August, I'll have practiced in South Texas in about 16 counties along the border from Eagle Pass to Brownsville and inland. Over the years, experienced this invasion of our country, starting in about 1982. And would run into situations, people waiting at the gate when I'm leaving a ranch. In a couple of situations, they were going to try to take my truck away from me. A couple of other veterinarian friends of mine actually had their trucks taken away. And then we started seeing the property damage. The group started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more people, and then we started finding the dead bodies. And you're going to see a lot of pictures here of bodies that were found just in Brooks County alone, on my property and just a couple of my neighbors. And it's escalated to the point that it is now, where it's just a whole-scale invasion of our property, dead people showing up, sick people showing up. Louder? Okay. And 16 years ago, a group of us got together and decided we got to do something. This is just overwhelming. All this property damage, the dead people, all the groups coming through. And we started a group called the Texas Border Volunteers. And right off the bat, we aligned ourselves with Border Patrol, the Texas Rangers, DPS, and local law enforcement. And we've been well received, and we've had these operations out on all these trails that we identified back in 2005. Over 600 smuggling trails between Laredo and the coast. And this is what we do. And this is some of the things that we see, these dead bodies showing up. And I'm going to give you some statistics. In January of 2021, under Biden, Brooks County, we found 119 dead bodies, most of them within 15 or 20 minutes of our headquarters on my ranch, right that far from my front door. One of the more recent deaths was a woman from Colombia that died 70 yards from my front door. And in 2022, we had 91. And so far this year, we've had a bunch. So under Biden, in 2 years, we've had over 200 dead bodies show up on private property. 220, as a matter of fact, maybe a little more than that now. You're finding 2 or 3 a week. And under Trump, President Trump, in 2020, our traffic came to a trickle. We still had our operations, but the groups were smaller. The traffic was a lot less. And to give you a statistic, in Brooks County under Trump in 2020, we found only 32 bodies. And in January, our border operation under Biden, we reported and got more traffic caught in 1 week than we did the whole year under President Trump. And Trump had the Border Patrol morale better than it's ever been. And ranchers could breathe with ease. The threat and the danger, the imminent danger, was so much less. But I'm here to tell you right now that Joe Biden is responsible for more dead people on the Texas border than any time in the history of Texas. I'm talking about all the Mexican army under Santa Anna being killed at San Jacinto, all the patriots that died at the Alamo, all the patriots that died at Goliad, all the bandits under in the 70s on the Texas border. This Cortinas, who was the governor of Tamaulipas, was paying these bandits to raid the Texas ranches, steal all the cattle, kill the people, and sell the cattle to Cuba. Joe Biden is responsible for more deaths in Texas along the border than any time in Texas history. And it's not getting any better. We've got to have border security. And besides the dead bodies and the sick people and all the people that we've rescued over the years, a lot of children left behind, the property damage is staggering. My property damage last year was over $40,000. My neighbors to the south, probably 3 times that much. We had one individual just a number of months ago during the drought, before it started raining a little bit, that got left behind, and he started a fire so somebody would come find him. Well, they found him all right, and he burned over 60,000 acres of that ranch, including over $100,000 worth of fences. And this is what we're dealing with. They're burning houses down, they're stealing vehicles. Just about 5 or 6 months ago, they stole a bulldozer and drove it through about 4 or 5 ranches, taking out thousands of dollars worth of fences. And there should be a picture here of our sheriff's department compound of a lot of vehicles. There's probably 300 or 400 vehicles in that compound, and now they have a second compound that's 300 or 400 vehicles, maybe even more. And these are all bailouts. These are people carrying drugs in their car, trying to outrun the DPS or the sheriff's department or the border patrol, or they're loaded with people and trying to outrun the sheriff's department when they're trying to get pulled over. It's just nuts. It's just absolute total lawlessness, and something needs to be done, and it needs to be done quick. We're going to start our border. I want to salute the DPS for being there to help us. They're doing a great job down there. We just need to have more of them, but they're doing a tremendous job helping backing up the Border Patrol and covering the highways, and they're having an impact, but it's still not enough. We need to secure this border, and we need a border security force or even the National Guard, but we need something down there to shut this down. And in closing, we need to put pressure on Mexico. There's no question they're one of our top trading nations. There's probably 6,000 trucks a day go through the port of entry in Laredo. So they're a big trading force with us. But pressure needs to be put on them to stop these people coming in from 161 nations. We see people and apprehend people from just about everywhere on the face of the earth. You may see an Urdu dictionary in these pictures. This was a group of 10 led by a coyote, and we were right on top of them, and they went over the fence. The Border Patrol didn't get there in time to apprehend them. They loaded up in a Suburban, and he dropped that Urdu dictionary out of his pocket, and in there are phrases like, you must pay in cash, do you speak English? I actually gave a copy of that with all those phrases outlined to Chairman Michael McCall in Washington, D.C., Chairman of the Homeland Security Committee. He wanted it, and they got away. And Urdu is spoken in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And the first person to die on my ranch was a guy from Pakistan, and that was in 1991. And so the bodies are stacking up. And in Brooks County is referred to as Death Valley. Since October of 2004, I've probably taken pictures of over 500 dead bodies in Brooks County alone.